It's hard. Megan Thee Stallion is popular right now.
Man, that was something else. I learned who she was this weekend because of you, Seko.
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
And now, here's your host, Blair Durham.
And I am so excited to help us continue the conversation about music and business to introduce Mr. Seko Varner. Seko's no stranger to the Black Wall Street Today show. He's the owner of Positive Vibes Incorporated, founded in 1991. Positive Vibes Inc. offers just the right sound for any type of event, from slow dancing to up-tempo beats and virtual fundraisers. Positive Vibes makes it happen. As a longtime party event and music aficionado, Seko and the DJs of Positive Vibes Inc. know just how to get people out of their seats and on the dance floor. Seko describes himself as an edutainer, blending the words educator and entertainer, and follows the mission of improving the lives of others. While Seko is best known in Hampton Roads, Virginia as a disc jockey, the host of WHOV 88.1 FM's Underground Preservation Society and Gospel Express mix shows, founding and running a male mentorship program, and a community activist, he recently pandemic pivoted back into an earlier career in real estate. However, instead of returning as a real estate agent, Seko now provides private funds for real estate investors and business loans to business owners. Additionally, Seko is the Economic Improvement Chairperson of the Hampton Roads Committee of 200 Plus Men. He volunteers with Green Run High School, and he ran an unsuccessful bid for Virginia Beach's school board. Welcome back, Mr. Varner. How are you?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm home, I'm back home, and I'm in home. You know?
Yes, all of the above. And
right,
so happen to be one of my favorite people on the planet, one of my favorite folks to talk to. Just your breadth of experience in business and community just makes you just a fun guest. So let's start with kind of what has gone on in your world as a result of the pandemic. I mean, you're probably one of the most sought-after DJs in our region here. So Q 2020, what goes on? What happened?
Wow. I'll tell you what, when May was January, February, March, when March happened, 2020, I had a slew of bookings that just had to cancel. Because I did a lot of large events. Most of my events were large weddings, conventions, things of that nature, proms, ring dances, the whole gambit of large events. So all of that was taken from me. I still had a couple of small events, small weddings, a couple of, small gatherings that we were able to do. And interestingly enough, I had a podcast platform where I had about three music podcasts. And Spotify made a decision that they were not going to do any music podcasts unless they set them up. So in addition to losing income from disc jockeying big events, I lost income due to Spotify's decision to only do the music podcast that they produce.
Wow.
So it's been interesting. Now, I say I'm an edutainer, so I do education as well as entertainment. So as a teacher, we went into the Zoom classroom.
Can I interrupt you just for a moment before you say this?
Okay.
May I experienced this in real time during Black Diamond Weekend. Not only were you playing incredible music videos, you know what I mean, and DJing a set, you were also inspiring the people, right, through the things you were telling them to post in the chat. I was like, look at this guy. I was really impressed. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, hey, Black Diamond Weekend was a bomb, and I can't wait for you to release the content to the general public who didn't attend, because it's definitely going to be worth it. Every dollar that they pay is really going to be a discount price.
Seriously.
The value that Black Diamond Weekend is going to provide.
We killed it.
And for the uninitiated, on Friday night, we had our annual Diamonds in the Sky Gala, and I DJ'd the networking party. And virtual parties are interesting because the entire time you really want to make sure that people are engaging with others who are in the party. So my style is to make sure that people are always chatting, connecting with other people, talking about ideas, talking about things they want to do, sharing business thoughts, talking about challenges they have, discussing successes that they've had. And people love talking about success, and they don't mind talking about problems. And so that's kind of my stretch and my approach to virtual parties. I want to have not only just the music, because everybody can look on Facebook and find a DJ just playing music.
Seriously.
And, even the best of them, you're only going to watch 10, 15 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
Your first 3 songs, you're good. They play a song you're not familiar with, you're moving on.
Right.
But, in a virtual party, you have to keep them there the entire time. So it has to be more than the music. So we add the video as well. So I'm playing music videos. And some music videos we actually had to create just to make sure that it was exciting. And then some of them you have to really edit because there's some really raunchy stuff out there.
It's true.
As much as I enjoy it, it's not always appropriate.
Thank you for helping us to find the appropriate balance. I thank you for that.
It's hard. Megan Thee Stallion is popular right now.
And that was something else. I learned who she was this weekend because of you, Seko. But anyway.
Oh, well, she's a savage. But Black Diamond Weekend was savage as well. So we have the music, we have the visuals, and then the engagement. That's the other piece with virtual events. So, we have to do something a little different. With a regular event, I'm engaging as well, but you can't be too engaging, because people want to sing along. But with a virtual event, you can be as engaging as possible because people are going to use their fingertips to engage.
True.
So, we had a good time. It was savage.
We did. So you were talking about the pivot. You were starting to talk about Zoom and working with students, I think it was, before I cut you off.
Yeah. So in the high school that I teach in, Norfolk Public Schools, we connect with the students through Zoom. So we have a Canvas, which is their platform that they go to see their assignments, to do some of their virtual work, some of their asynchronous work. But then they use Zoom to have the actual classrooms. And so, when January, February, March happened, I tell you, it just changed everything. So from the classroom, we went to the Zoom classroom, and from entertainment, we went from the large venues to the Zoom parties, to the Facebook parties, to the Instagram parties. It's been different. And so a lot of the entertainment firms in the area have actually had to shut down and do a pivot as well. As you mentioned in the bio, I kind of pivoted back to an earlier role in real estate, providing funds to those real estate investors. So I can help real estate investors get 90% of the acquisition costs and 100% of the rehab. That was my pivot. But I'm still doing the entertainment piece. I just had to change it up a little bit. And the unfortunate piece, as I mentioned earlier, is it cut down the large events. It also cut down the music podcast. So I had a gospel music podcast, which was shut down. I had I call it the Chicago Stepping Urban Ballroom podcast. It was just like that great R&B music, some of it classic, some of it current, a little bit of hip-hop here and there, a little bit of jazz here and there, that people can really kind of two-step to, or if you're familiar with Chicago-style stepping or Detroit urban ballrooming, or just we call it two-stepping or hand dancing here in the Hampton Roads area. That type of music, that podcast was really profitable. Boom, that was cut. We also had one for hip-hop. That was cut. So it's been different. But the good thing is some of the other podcasts, like the Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham podcast, it shot up.
Nice.
I mean, our listeners for those who are listening right now on the radio, we take this audio, we take the interviews that Blair does. I chop them up in the studio. I had some great music that I produced behind it. And you may not have known the music that I play is the music I've created.
Let's go. No, yeah. I didn't know that.
And we have a great podcast. So if you're enjoying the radio show, just imagine you can always listen to this interview, the interview she did with Les Brown, all the interviews she does with Lori Ruffin and with Arlie Hatcher, the interview she did with Dr. George Frazier. All the great interviews that Blair does can be found again on a podcast format. listen on demand anytime you want to. It's on Apple. It's on Google. Any place where podcasts are found, you can find the Black Wall Street Today podcast. Because now the podcast world, they're looking for content that is not owned by anybody else. So once again, they've done away with most of the music podcasts unless it's one that they produce.
Wow.
And now shows like Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham is going beautiful. We're getting a lot of downloads, a lot of listens. It's a beautiful thing in many ways. So this pandemic pivot has been like everything else in the world, it's a blessing and a curse. But it's definitely an opportunity for things to change. When they say 2020 is clear vision, there's been a lot of things that have been cleared out. A lot of things that, unfortunately, a lot of passages and transitions. But we actually have a better understanding of a lot of things. Politically, I think we have a clearer vision of how we should approach politics. Economically, we know we need to have an emergency fund. We know we need to have savings, and we need to position ourselves because we may not have another paycheck coming in a few months, in a few weeks. Our families are tighter because we're staying in contact with them, sometimes through Zoom. Those of us who had family who lived in the same household, we spent a lot more time together. So it's been a clarity year. It's definitely been a clarity year.
Wow. Well, I definitely want to give some time to your pivot because it's such a relevant conversation for the business community that we've heard as it relates to access to capital. So, it was a mic drop moment for me when you said that you fund small businesses and real estate investors. Can you talk about sort of that process, how we can connect with you on that wise, who you're looking to hear from? Please.
So, who I'm looking to hear from, we'll start there. I'm looking to hear from real estate investors who do buy and holds or fix and flips or new development. So if you're in any of those verticals where you're getting a property that's dilapidated or needs some repair, you're fixing it, and then you're reselling it, the fix and flip model, we can give you 90% of the purchase price and 100% of the rehab costs. Now, there's some other costs that are all involved, so a lot of people get excited about that. But I normally meet with people and I consult them through the process so they understand what the total cost is, because you have construction costs that you may have to front load. They're going to be closing costs. You need to have a certain amount of assets, which is money in the bank, to show that you can pay your loan during the time period that you're fixing the property. I work with 4 funds right now. You got a chance to interview A. Donahue Baker of Money Ave. He and his millionaire friends have a great fund that I represent, and that's one of the 90%, 100% funds that I represent. So a lot of the times when people are fixing their properties and flipping them, I'm using A. Donahue Baker and his friends' funds to help them do that. The buy and hold is similar. You purchase a property. You may have to do some rehab to it, but you hold it and you rent it out for over 2 years or more. That's a buy and hold. We can do normally 80-100. So 80% of the purchase price, 100% of the rehab cost, if any. Sometimes we can go up to 90-100. And that's, again, with some of A. Donahue Baker and his millionaire friends' money, as well as 3 other funds that I represent. And then, there's a model of new development. If you have some land, and you already own the land, and you're willing to put up a new construction, then we can fund that as well. And that's a little different because there's no rehab. It's all construction. It's all construction. But in those cases, you have to own the land already. So it's been interesting because I was a real estate agent, 10 years ago. And I got out of the market in 2008, 2009, 2010. 2010, I pulled out of the market. And I tell you, it's a different market. There's a lot of properties right now, but there are a lot of dilapidated properties. And unfortunately, within the next 2 to 3 months, we're going to see a lot of people being exited out of the properties they've been paying rent on. So there's going to be a lot of properties, a lot of foreclosures within the next 3 to 4 months. So for real estate investors, this is a really great time to get their ducks in order. And I help people do that. They can reach out for me. If you look up Seko Varner, you're only going to find one or two of us.
Okay.
And normally I'm that person. Positive Vibes Incorporated is the name of my firm, both the entertainment firm and the funding firm. And so people can just Google Positive Vibes Entertainment or Positive Vibes Incorporated, Seko, S-E-K-O. That's the easiest way. You'll find my email address. You'll find my telephone number. Yeah. I'm looking forward to helping a lot of people in this pivot time because I think in a few months, when people either start taking the vaccine and we find out ways to really give a treatment that'll work for, this situation, some of the events are going to come back, but they're going to come back slowly. I just did an event on Saturday, actually during Black Diamond Weekend. Saturday night, I did a wedding, and it was just 25 people. The family had paid $10,000 to rent out this beautiful venue in the hills in Virginia. It's right outside of Richmond. And they couldn't get their money back, because they had already paid in advance 75% of it. So they did the 25 people ceremony, and in March or maybe April, we're going to end up doing the reception.
Got it. Seko, we're out of time.
Already?
Oh,
wow. Hey, Blair, I'm just honored to be on the show.
I'm honored to have you.
Today is the bomb, and if you're not listening, you need to listen. If you enjoy listening, also download the podcast. You'll enjoy it again and again and again.
And again, awesome. Thanks so much, Seko.
This show is brought to you by Positive Vibes Incorporated, our consulting services. We do credit fixes, tax resolution, we lend private money to real estate investors, and we do debt consolidations. Basically, we put money in your pocket when you need money. We put money in your pocket when you need money. 757-932-0177.
Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.
Phenomenal.